Howdy all Mulclax Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days Die. It looks like there's scaffolding around my poor broke down tower here. I'm really surprised this whole thing didn't just collapse into nothingness. Look at these middle pieces just hanging out in the middle of nowhere. So I did get some work done on it after last episode. I think I ran out of, yeah. I need to go get some lumber so I can get the rest of the legs in place. You can see I did that one, but I don't have the supplies to do that one, so. Um, Mostly because I started to raise or fill that in with lumber. Probably should make a little plank sticking out there so I can stand on that during. Ooh, that'd be scary if something sees me and spits at me. Keep the zombies away from the legs at all cost. Hey, you know what? I'm trying to knock down this tree, not chop up the grass. Thanks. So, we played our D&D this week. Not much has changed on my online game, but my in-person game, I call it. We don't really meet in person. We play online as well, but one's a play-by-post where you just read messages that are posted, and the other we meet in voice chat at a specific day, not time, because that's who knows when, but sometime after 9 p.m. and before midnight, we get on and play a little bit. But yeah, that one was okay, I guess. It was just same old, you know. Uh we had another instance though. Okay. So we're going through the dungeon and we run into Drow. Okay? Uh and now I know the Drow are not the best people. But I give them benefit of the doubt, right? You'll never know. I mean, there's one good drow, and then there's the shady, but you could work with them drow, and I mean, maybe you don't know. And so, I mean, I know, me personally, I know from, well, not personally, I guess, but I've read books. I've read the backstory for the drow and stuff like that. So I know what their deal is. They are um, it's D&D, right? So obviously things are weird sometimes, and the drow are one of the weird things. Uh, and basically their god is a demon, a spider demon, and so the female spider demon runs the drow, and she's really into torture. And so her drow society, I believe there is, seems to me off the top of my head, there is a drow societies that don't worship Loth. So there are some out there, but they're not in the stories. um, so the one that follows Loth is the one that's in the big D&D stories, right? And so she's really into torture, and so she runs her society with priestesses, who are also really into torture. And uh, so, like, whew, I don't need that many. So, like, they use uh, snake whips that have the heads of snakes on them, and uh, males are mostly looked upon as slaves, practically. Not all of them, because there are the wizards. Um, but most of the rest of them are just looked at like breeding stock or soldiers kind of thing. And so they're just, that's what they are. They're just an evil D&D race. It's not a big deal. And um, so I know all this, right? My character, on the other hand, maybe doesn't. And so I like to go from the premise that maybe my character doesn't know this stuff. Oh, I don't want to harvest that because I want to get another point in for farming before I start harvesting that stuff. And so we meet with the drow the first time. This plays into last night's thing, and so uh, we talk to a male drow, and he tells us that we have to meet his priestess, and that they have a path through their territory that will speed up our trek. And so we go with him, and then we meet with the priestess, and she says that we have to. All right, I guess I'm just gonna go loot for a bit here. We have to give up our weapons, and then she will let us through her territory. And so, I mean, I was like, no, I'm not gonna give up my weapons. So I guess we'll just go back the way we came and fight our way around. I've been perfectly peaceful up to that point, right? And so I think we'd been attacked by drow before. Maybe I don't remember, but she definitely attacked us at that point. She's like, "I'm not gonna let you leave. Grab them, and we'll feed them to whatever, that kind of thing." And so we fought and we won, and they all died, as it happens in games. And so uh, so then every time we come across the drow, they're always part of this group that already we met with, we tried to talk to, and then they tried to kill us, right? Every time. We've yet to find another group of drow who don't match that particular branch. I don't know if this is in the book. Uh, like I've said before, I'm pretty sure he's using uh, weird. I thought I heard a zombie sound. I think he's using a guidebook that someone made. Maybe he could be making this all up as he goes. Looks like I've already been in here, and um, but it's definitely playing out weird, and so uh, we get jumped by these guys all the time. Not once after that first initial talking to have they ever tried to talk to us, right? And I have talked about before how he gets it in his head that we aren't trying to talk to the NPCs, and then berates us for not seeking a diplomatic response. But every time we do, we get attacked. Nope. Man, am I running out of places in this town? And so never before has it happened, but on this particular floor of the dungeon, he keeps doing this thing where we can hear people talking up ahead of us. Now, this has never happened in the history of us. Oh, that was not a thing. That was a book I've read that I could read again to get maybe some XP. Ooh, I'm about to go up a level too. Yeah. I need some zombie to punch in the face. And so we did our percent. Yeah, look at that. I'm gonna save it for right now. I'm probably gonna use it to do gardening, but if I can manage to get a second one pretty quick without dying, then I will save it for bicycle, because bicycle will, crawlies, will make it easier for me to travel to other places. Not because the bicycle is a great method of transportation, but because the bicycle has a trunk, a basket, so I can hold more stuff. Plus, I believe it negates your overloaded property a little bit, at least. So we hear talking ahead of us, and so we stealth into the tunnel. And we're in tunnels. We're in a cavern system. So it's not like it's something special that we stealth into the tunnel. And so when we peek around the corner, we see a bunch of drow. And they're wearing the insignia of the group who's already attacked us on multiple occasions. So our thief pulls out his bow, shoots one of them, and starts combat. And now the cave is one big cave, and then there's some smaller caves off the sides of it. I can't hit this guy. And then all of a sudden he just dies. All right. And so it's a big cave, and it's got, I think, maybe three caves coming off of it that just end. They're just, like this little tunnel leads to another little cavern, but tiny. Like you're in you got a living room with 3 doors off of it, kind of thing. And so we shoot that guy, and everything in all 3 of those caves, plus everything from a different section of the game, come for us. And I'm just like, yep, it's gonna be one of those, because he does not run the fights the way that fights should be run. He does this thing where he just looks like I don't know if it's him or if it's some kind of guidebook he's running, because he did tell me a couple of times that he likes to look for um, he looks for okay, so D&D is a game about DPS, and he's obsessed with the fact that we do DPS, and not in a good way. He doesn't think it's fair that we don't. I don't know. I don't know what he expects from us. He doesn't think it's fair that we don't struggle with every fight like it's a life or death match. Um, and um, but it's not really how the game is designed. The game is designed so that you're supposed to do a bunch of little fights that force you to use up your supplies as the day progresses, right? And so um, the thing is, though, is that other than spell slots, uh, my characters refresh. Oh, dang it. I was doing so good at not dying, too. No, you're dead. Stop swinging at me. Uh, and so he doesn't do that. He does everything fight you all at once. And so I definitely have leaned into spells that affect groups of creatures instead of a bunch of smaller single target stuff, because I know he is going to send whole floors worth of bad guys against us. It feels like sometimes, and he adds to them, and he changes their stats, and which is fine, I guess. But we're supposed to be running this adventure book, and he leaves out all the stuff, and so it's not. It's just turns into this weird, like, we get one giant fight every week, and that's all we do. We look around a cave a little bit, and then it's a giant fight, and then we're done for the week. Then we look around the cave a little bit, and then there's a giant fight, and then because they're giant fights where he's added extra bad guys, we go up our levels faster than the book says we're supposed to be going up our levels. And then he gets mad because we shouldn't be at the level we are, and it just makes the fights easier, because then he can't upgrade the fight, and so he he gets upset because he can't upgrade the fight to match our new levels. And then, we're about to hit level 9, all right, and we're only supposed to be halfway through level 9 when we finish the floor, and we haven't got that far through it. And he doesn't give us all the XP that we should be getting, because he leaves out exploration XP completely. And so who knows what it was supposed to be like? Maybe if we didn't fight giant full-on fights all the time, and maybe if every time we talk to someone, they didn't threaten us or try to attack us, uh, you know, then things might be a little different. But it's not how he runs the games, and then he's mad because we fight. Yeah, I can't. Can I get leather back out of that? So we fight these guys, and they're just guys are just pouring out from everywhere. What do these do again? Disease resist, cure fatigue. What's fatigue? Not sure what fatigue is. And so then the bad guys run. I, I don't understand. Like, his bad guys always try to run. That's all there is to it. I'm still going to save that point. How do I get my hit points to go up, though? What does this do? Damage mitigation. Nope. Carrying speed. Nope. Nope. Food, health. Nope. I looked at that one. Ah, these. Pain pills still. Okay. Need some hit points. I can't continue on without some hit points. So I can understand, like, we kill the priest. Maybe the drow warriors we're fighting back off to go get help, right? But we're fighting these big shaggy monsters. Oh, dang it. Listen, lady, back off. And was that my last? No, okay. I did get leather from that. And so there's some stuff down here, but I hate to go into the desert. That's not south, by the way. And so I just don't get it. Like, there are some things I would expect to happen, but do you expect the wizard in the group to make themselves invisible and then just hide for the whole fight? Because that's basically what he did. I think he cast 2 spells that weren't. No. He cast invisibility, greater invisibility, which he apparently had. I don't know. I didn't look it up. But he casts greater invisibility, which means he can cast spells that don't require concentration. And then he cast a lightning bolt. And the problem is that lightning bolt is a great spell if you have a bunch of guys in a row. Not as great if you're targeting a single person. And so we weren't together, so he only hit one person. And then oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was still on the pills there. And so then he I don't remember what he did this next round. He probably forgot him because he pulled him off of the initiative order, which I hate. Like, we know the guy exists, but you pull him off the initiative order and then I forget that he's there. It's super annoying. And because he's afraid that we would cheat. And so he has to hide that guy completely because he's invisible. And he does it all the time. Almost every week we run into a creature that can hide or go invisible, and then he removes it from the initiative table, and then he has to put it back, and then he deletes one of our characters' initiatives, and it's just super annoying. And so you know what? These cheerleaders are also super annoying. Dang it, guy. You're killing me. And those are ugly. Whatever that is you're wearing there. And so, anyways, we kill the priestess. We kill the drow. the creatures, the Quaggoth, run away. And so we chase him down. Oh, the wizard, right? The wizard. I was talking about the wizard. He cast magic missile one round, and did a little bit of damage to one character, and then uh, he cast the big one that he was waiting on was he cast uh, Death Cloud, right? And then we just totally um, like we weren't trapped in it. We got I think two people got hit by it, and then I just killed the wizard, and then his Death Cloud went away because he casting that dropped his invisibility. Can I like make him walk slower by hitting him in the leg? Because I think hitting him in the head is not as effective because he's wearing a helmet. So many punches, man. And so then we had to chase down the Quaggoth, and but they had cleared most of the rooms around us because we didn't fight them separately. We fought everything all at once. And really, like, I guess that one might be okay, but I don't need stone hammers. I'll take those. There's a pistol book. Scrap helmet. Uh, okay. Can I... Oh, because you're in crafting mode. Put that on my head, please. I think I can just Well, you know what? I probably just put that in the thingy, the forge. So, that's why I don't go in the desert. It's always too hot. That was some fine letting that guy punch you there. Ooh, that guy really hurt me fast. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. And yeah, so like we didn't just get all the bad guys from one cavern. We got them from the cavern we're in with the little cavern rooms next to it. We got them, and then we got them not the next cavern because that was a tunnel, and then that branched off into another tunnel, and then there was another big room on the other end of all of that. That's where the Quaggoth came from, and so I looked it up. I looked up what was supposed to happen there because I felt like things went down weird, and we probably shouldn't have had so many billion bad guys all at the same time. Okay, so the helmet is not scrapping. And so what's supposed to happen was... Oh, hold on. Before we do that, then, and you know what? I did die again here, so I'm going to go ahead and put a point into food here. I already have a point into food. Huh. Oh, see, level 1 was 2. Never mind. This has got to have fortitude to level 5. Um, Oh, and that does increase my attack skill. So I guess I'll just do that. And then we'll harvest these. No! Was I aimed at that? No. No, I wasn't. Why would you do that? Also, stop wasting your fist there. Corn, yucca. And so I looked it up, and um, the the drow apparently, unlike every other group we've run into, wanted to make a deal with you, and so the book's got this whole story thing that was supposed to take place, um, with them offering you a deal, and and but it also had information on like if you fought them instead, and what would happen in those instances, and they were supposed to you were supposed to start fighting the three drow in the middle room, and then if things weren't going their way, they would whistle and summon the drow from the two side rooms, and then if that wasn't going their way, then they're supposed to whistle and summon a group of Quaggoth. Um, and yeah, we got them all at once. All at once. There was no whistling, none of that. It was just all at once. And he didn't whistle. The guy didn't whistle. They just came. They just came from all the tunnels. And so even though the book itself has these split up into small little rooms and separate sections, like in the book it's section 11, 11A, 11B, 11C, right? So we got all the bad guys from 11. And then there's 12A, 12B, 12C. We got all the bad guys of it 2 from section 12, all at the same time. And yeah, so it's weird. I mean, it is what it is, I guess, but I wasn't as infuriated at last night. I guess I expected it. Uh, I don't know. I wish the other guy that we play with said he was going to start running games, and I wish he had started running a game because it'd be nice to play D&D with a different DM. I don't really want to DM our campaign, so I was kind of hoping that this other guy would start doing it so that we could not every week. I thought maybe they could trade off, and so one week we do the guy with the guide that's apparently supposed to make the campaign more difficult, and then his. But I guess I could probably take over a week myself and start running one. I just didn't want to. It's a lot of work to run one that's not straight out of the book. And although I do have a bunch of books that I bought, so maybe I might think about starting to do that. But all right, well, I got a little closer, I guess, to some gardening stuff. Got one more point to go into the gardening, but definitely did not get to my bicycle. This town seems like I've looted it out. So I either need to go up here and do my looting. I can't go back to the desert. I hate being in the desert. Or I gotta go over here to the Flamelands here, I guess. One of those two places, from what I can see right now. There's some stuff up here in the cold, so that'll be great. Just be freezing up there. But yeah, I'll probably need to head up there next time. So with that, to be better than the small things, lean in the light, and I will talk to you later.